नमस्कार दोस्तों, मैं हूं स्मिता कुमार और आप देख रहे हैं आपका अपना हेल्थ चैनल मेडी सर्कल। हम कई बार ऐसे लोगों को देखते हैं जिनकी त्वचा का और बालों का रंग पूरी तरह से सफेद हो चुका होता है। ऐसे लोगों को एल्बिनोस कहते हैं और इस बीमारी को एल्बिनिज्म कहा जाता है। पूरे विश्व में लगभग 17,000 में से एक व्यक्ति को एल्बिनिज्म होता है। भारत में एल्बिनिज्म से ग्रसित लोगों की संख्या करीब 1 से 2 लाख है। RPTW अधिनियम 2016 के अनुसार भारत सरकार ने एल्बिनिज्म को भी विकलांगता यानी डिसेबिलिटी की सूची में शामिल किया हुआ है। 2015 में संयुक्त राष्ट्र यानी यूनाइटेड नेशंस ने एल्बिनिज्म से ग्रसित लोगों का हौसला बढ़ाने के लिए उन्हें एनकरेज करने के लिए विश्व एल्बिनिज्म दिवस यानी वर्ल्ड एल्बिनिज्म डे की शुरुआत की थी, जिससे इस बीमारी से जूझ रहे लोगों को इंस्पायर किया जा सके और वो आगे आ सके, उन्हें बिल्कुल ही सेग्रीगेट नहीं किया जाए। लेकिन अभी भी ऐसे कई लोग हैं दुनिया में जो ऐसे लोगों का मजाक बनाते हैं और उनसे दूर भागते हैं, यह सोचकर कि यह बीमारी छुआछूत की बीमारी है। इस बीमारी को सफ़ेद, अंग्रेज, चितकबरा या भूरा के नाम से भी जाना जाता है। आपको सुनकर यह हैरानी होगी कि यह बीमारी सिर्फ लोगों यानी व्यक्तियों में ही नहीं बल्कि पेड़ पौधों और जानवरों में भी देखी जाती है। एल्बिनिज्म से जो लोग शिकार होते हैं उन्हें उनकी तो परेशानियां होती ही हैं, जो फिजिकल प्रॉब्लम्स होते हैं, साथ ही साथ उन्हें कई बार मेंटल परेशानियों का भी सामना करना पड़ता है, क्योंकि लोग उनसे दूर भागते हैं और उनको समाज का एक हिस्सा नहीं मानते हैं। जबकि ये छुआछूत की बीमारी बिल्कुल नहीं है, यह एक जेनेटिक डिसऑर्डर है जो किसी को भी हो सकता है। मेडी सर्कल आपके पास लाता है राइट इन्फॉर्मेशन स्ट्रेट एक्सपीरियंस डॉक्टर्स और एक्सपर्ट्स की जुबानी। तो आइए जानते हैं डॉक्टर्स से ही कि एल्बिनिज्म क्या है और क्या ये क्योरेबल है। स्टे हेल्दी, स्टे ट्यून टू मेडी सर्कल।
Albinism is a rare disease, according to National Institute of Health. It is characterized by a lack of melanin pigment in skin, hair, and eyes. Those with this condition are vulnerable to sun exposure, as it increases chances of skin cancer and severe visual impairment. International Albinism Awareness Day is observed every year on June 13th to highlight the rights of those born with albinism and increase awareness about this genetic condition. We at MediCircle are conducting a series on this International Albinism Awareness Day to create understanding and prevent any misinformation against those who have this disease. Hi, this is Sana Khan, and today in this initiative, we're going to speak to Dr. Vrushali Rane. Dr. Vrushali is a dermatologist, cosmetologist practicing in western suburbs since last 9 years. Currently, she owns and practices at the Skin Doctor Clinic at Santa Cruz in Mumbai. She has been a topper in her university. She has presented papers at national conferences, co-authored publications in national journals, and has also participated in international conferences of cosmetic dermatology. For Dr. Vrushali, every patient, be it celebrity or a commoner, commands the same respect and time. Her mantra is to make her clients comfortable and confident in their own skin, so all the treatments are designed respecting their individuality. Please welcome Dr. Vrushali to MediCircle. Hello, Dr. Vrushali. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. That was a lovely introduction. Thank you.
It is our pleasure, ma'am. Okay, to begin with, Dr. Vrushali, is albinism a condition from birth or one can develop it later in life as well?
So, albinism is a genetic condition. Okay. There are two ways in which you can inherit it. One is an autosomal recessive way or an X-linked way. Either ways, it is present since birth. In fact, as you grow older, the symptoms of albinism kind of become a little milder. You know, like somebody is born with a very pale complexion, but as they grow older, they might develop a slight bronze kind of complexion, you know, or a slightly darker complexion can be present. So it is essentially present since birth, and as the person grows older, it becomes a little milder.
Okay. And is this rarer in India compared to some other parts of the world?
Yes, it is pretty rare in India. In fact, it is most commonly seen in sub-Saharan Africa, where it is seen like 1 in every 5,000 people has it. In places like Europe and America, it is present like, 1 in 20,000, and in India, it is even less, like 1 in 25,000 or so. It's pretty less in India, but it is there. It is very much there. But the awareness is not there because the frequency of this condition, the incidence of this condition is very low. So the awareness is not as much with it.
Right. And are people with albinism prone to developing any eyesight related problems in the future?
So what happens is albinism. So there are a lot of conditions which cause whitening of skin, okay, or depigmentation as we call it. So there is a host of conditions. So there is albinism, there is vitiligo, there is pyabaldism. So a lot of conditions. Now there's a lot of confusion amongst people for this. Albinism is essentially something where there is the melanocytes are present, but their capacity to synthesize melanin is reduced. Vitiligo is a condition where the melanocytes are absent altogether, and so is pyabaldism. Now, because melanin is something which is present in your skin, in your hair, in your eyes, and something called as leptomeninges. Leptomeninges is something that covers your brain. And all of this is derived from neural crest. So it is obvious that albinism is going to affect all of this, the skin, the hair, the eyes, as well as some part, in some ways, the brain as well.
Okay. And is there a cure for albinism?
So unfortunately, there is no cure for albinism. There has been a lot of research going on to find out the cure. But right now, we aim at giving a good support system to the patient. So right now, what we aim at first is genetic counseling to the parents. As soon as a child is born, an albino child is born, we talk about giving a genetic counseling to the parents. Okay. So because it is inherited autosomal recessive, which means both the parents have to have albinism, then there is a 25% chance that the child will have albinism. We have to talk to the parents about the chances that the other children, what are the chances that if they have more kids, what are the chances they'll have albinism? That is the first thing we talk about. Secondly, we emphasize on how important is sun protection to the person. The person has to essentially wear a sunscreen always and repeat it every 2 hourly. Additionally, you have to wear sunglasses, which are thick black Polaroid. Then you also have to wear like a wide rimmed hat, full sleeved clothes. And with all this also, you have to avoid going out in the sun. So this is a major lifestyle change that happens for people.
So serious about going in the sun?
Yes. So what happens is melanin, which is present in our skin, is responsible for protecting us against skin cancers. And because this is absent in this condition, an albino is more prone to develop skin cancers, which is why you have to have a very strong photoprotection protocol in place, which is what I was telling you. Third thing is because there is lack of melanin in the eye as well, there are a lot of eye abnormalities that happen in albino patients. So there are refractive errors. There is some amount of nystagmus. Nystagmus is the movement of the eye. There is some amount of difficulty in depth perception. There could be some problems in the retina as well. There is photophobia, as in you cannot tolerate light of any kind. There's a lot of discomfort that happens. So you have to have a good ophthalmological evaluation in place and treatments accordingly. Surgery may not be required, but you need to have a good protocol in place. Albino should be visiting a dermatologist every 6 months to check for any signs of unnatural growth, like an actinic keratosis or a cancer. And lastly, they have to be counseled about choosing a partner and what are the chances that they might pass it on to the next generation. So these are a couple of things that we have to take care of. There is no cure for it, but you can only ensure that it doesn't become so severe that you succumb to a skin cancer. or some major eye issues. So that's how we take it.
Right. So what you suggest is, even though there is no cure, but every albinism patient needs to get a treatment done. They need to go for it. It can be protected, right? They can be. It creates some precautions.
Yes. So because this condition makes you prone to a lot of other problems,
Right.
if you protect yourself from these other things, then you can protect the person, lead a very dignified, normal life,
Right.
without stigma attached to the condition, because there's the whiteness of hair or the whiteness of skin. If you could destigmatize it and help the person lead a normal life, nothing like it. And India, in a place like India, it's very much required.
Thank you so much, Dr. Vrushali, for coming to our show and sharing your valuable time and insights with our viewers today. It has been a pleasure having you on the show.
Pleasure is all mine.
Thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye.